Hello, good afternoon. You're watching Midday live on TV3. My name is Wendy Laya. Headlines for this afternoon. Ghana likely to attain Millennium Development Goal 7 despite spending $290 million on sanitation and $750 million on malaria treatment annually. And still in our headlines, we will go to Nungwa, where a tenant narrates his ordeal living in a house without water and toilet facilities, and we'll find out who is likely to be the next IGP. More this afternoon. We then go over to Kubiasi in the Ashanti region, where rural electrification is helping fight rural urban migration among the youth. And on the international front, French troops are set for their first major ground combat with Islamist rebels in Mali after heading out of the capital, Bamako. Details shortly. We start with our stories. Not too good news here. The Gamanche Kentucky Terrier III has died in Landing Hospital after battling a short illness. The Jaseche Ni Tetekwe, the second, confirming the death to some journalists at a press briefing yesterday, said that they want to say with all sorrow in their hearts that a really mighty oak tree has its roots blown off this earth. He said details for the arrangements of the interment of the late King Takitaria, who was known in private life as Dr. Joe Blankson, would be announced later. According to Nikwe, King Takitaria was flown to London sometime last year to undergo medical treatment, but God, as he wanted it, he never made it. And they're here to let everyone know that the paramount chief of the Gas state has kicked the bucket honorably, he added. Rumors about the king's passing had been rife long before he was pronounced dead by medical doctors in London, according to the Jaseche. Nikwe expressed a hope that with the formal announcement of King Takitaria's death, the rumors would die, adding people must learn to investigate and speak the truth at all times and not just say anything for the sake of freedom of expression. May so rest in peace. We continue with our stories. And speakers at the 64th New Year School are calling for radical waste management measures to rid the country of filth and improve potable water supply. They maintain attitudinal change and policy direction are required to help address sanitation and potable water supply challenges.
This year's New Year School and conferences on the theme, the key to future health of our nation, improved water, sanitation and hygiene. Participants drawn from various sectors of the economy are seeking an innovative approach to address potable water supply and general sanitation challenges. Inconsistent potable water supply and a spate of insanitary conditions in the country are among topics being tackled. Various speakers, including Dr. Grace Bediako of the National Development and Planning Commission and Dr. Beatrice Alamensa of the Water and Sanitation sector, mentioned attitudinal change as a way in improving sanitation. Director of the Institute of Continuing and Distance Education, Professor Yao Heneba Sechi, said the platform has over the years been an arena for influencing key policy decisions.
We will continue our tradition of making resolutions at the end of the day, or at the end of the program actually, and the resolutions will guide policymakers and it will guide individuals in the way to move forward. Now, it is our responsibility, all of us, including the media, to ensure that whatever resolutions we come up with will be implemented.
Some district chief executives who have been participating in the last 3 editions explained how guidelines from the program had positively impacted on their key policies in local governance.
It helps give the insight of especially the topics that are treated. Then we get experience by sharing or get information from the presenters, and even questions that come from floor, and the way they are responded to helps one to have that knowledge and which will help you to implement your policies at the local level.
This year's topic is very much dear to my heart. I'm working in a district where this galamsey is prevalent. People are destroying crops, destroying the land. I decided to be here to at least pick something from what will be delivered over here.
A communique would be issued on January 18 by participants to guide a policy framework.
Now to our headline story. Ghana spends $290 million on sanitation and $760 million on malaria treatment annually. These, according to experts, they believe that Ghana still has a long way to go in attaining Millennium Development Goal 7.
Year school is on the theme improved water, sanitation and hygiene, the key to future health of our nation. A cross-section of the public were present to dialogue on possible solutions to the enormous challenge of improved water and sanitation confronting the nation.
It is abundantly clear from what can be observed in our communities that we do have a long way to go to improve our water, sanitation and hygiene situation. There is no question but that the attainment of this MDG target would be an important performance indicator of our good governance. A phenomenal effort is required by all the relevant stakeholders to enable success in this area.
Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Ernest Taiti, in his welcome remarks, spoke about the importance of water.
Throughout the history of mankind, the development of people has always been driven by the search for water. So any country, especially the developing world, that chooses to avoid a discussion of water and land stands to destroy itself, stands to be overshadowed by its neighbors, and stands to become irrelevant with time.
This year's event was opened by the outgoing Minister for Water Resources, Works and Housing, and Dr. Mensah.
Galamsey activities are currently having their toll on the operations of the Ghana Water Company Limited. Indeed, the state of affairs is such that in the very near future, it may become impossible to use the water from these sources for human consumption if the situation goes unchecked.
Keynote speaker and executive chairman of Zoom Lion, Joseph Sian Ejipong, lamented the lack of comprehensive effort in dealing with sanitation.
Insufficient water, poor sanitation, and hygiene practices contribute substantially to poor health and eventually low life expectancy. The team of the New Year School topicalized the issue of rigorous debates so that as a nation we can take the necessary measures in order to guarantee our collective future and health.
Now to another headline story. And imagine having a running stomach in the middle of the night without a toilet facility. Well, this sad reality is that 50% of the Ghanaian population do not have places of convenience in their homes. And Aisha Osman spent a day with Joseph Mensah, a tenant at Nungwa in Accra, who narrates his audio.
Joseph Mensah has paid 600 cedis for this dilapidated house in Manayiko at Nungwa in Accra for 2 years. His expectation was to have the basic social amenities, but to his dismay, there was no toilet facility.
Mr. Toilet, any piping, and no ham, and me go to bathroom, so me fancy no gotten the bank toilet no ewa me call hana o ma sala ho me sama chako impoano well na house was there no say we are na we mo we say.
The house is crowded with over 21 tenants. Not only is the exterior a sorry sight, the sun rays lights his room. The walls were begging for reconstruction. Joseph works and earns 250 cedis a month and has paid 2 years advance for this room. Without a toilet facility in the house, Joseph wakes up early in the morning and walks long distance to access a public toilet. Joseph is again confronted with potable water supply. He has to walk again for a long distance every morning to fetch water. Joseph goes through all these to get himself ready for work every morning. Though married with 2 children, he stays alone because he doesn't want his family to go through this constant drudgery. Why does he still stay in this house in the face of such challenges?
If you run, you're fine. If you walk out now, if you run the we are also winning. Meant to ask for say me here be more crana scan but now I got to me tell you I want say hanu price no year low.
The landlady, 45-year-old Beatrice Kujo, was born and has spent all her life in this house.
Manya 45 years of her now to toilet in her. Na ebe so I dream catch say mantem ngofo be kasa was na almost see dan kakra bia kanu so yeso say ya ebia ebe koye kasa kasa.
All was set for the day. Joseph takes the agonizing step out of the house, but will surely be back after a hard day's work.
More on Midday Live, and several sheds at the pedestrian shopping mall at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle in Accra remain vacant despite efforts to send hawkers back to the mall. Hawkers continue to loiter along the pavement with their goods.
Traders and hawkers who sell on the street have not returned to the pedestrian shopping mall at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. The atmosphere at the pedestrian shopping mall was dull. The news team saw empty sheds vacated by owners. The AMA task force had demolished structures that were erected on the street without authorization. Pavements at Kwame Nkrumah Circle and the central business district are free from the usual human traffic. However, some hawkers still loiter around spots where they once occupied. The AMA task force was still patrolling the area. The AMA had undertaken similar exercises in the past, and the hawkers have returned a few days on.
In a bus or a car, you could order for rice, banku or fufu on the Achimota overpass. But why are hawkers selling various items taking over the road at their own peril? Odilo Fori has been finding out this.
At a glance, I almost went back to the office thinking the AMA had gotten rid of all hawkers at Achimota overpass. Then one by one, they took over the road selling all kinds of items. In the middle of the road, they either restocked their items or put them on the short wall to rest till traffic became heavy. Putting their own lives in danger, they sold without a care. Some hawkers told me since they started selling here, not less than 5 people have died through motor accidents. The pavement had been overtaken by bags, toothpaste, shoes, among others, a range to choose from on your shopping list. Then we came to the high tension area. Coal pots indicating cooking had gone on were displayed under the high tension.
Right on the Achimota overpass, well close to the Achimota terminal. Well, if you are standing by the roadside or indeed you are in your car, you could even order for fufu, banku, rice, you can buy sponge, you can buy a variety of things. This is indeed wrong, and the hawkers here know it is. But for them, every station moves with the market, and that is missing. If the AMA does not provide that for them, they will have no alternatives but to continue to sell here.
So who gave these hawkers the authority to sell here?
Me who say, more ton idea wa high tension nasi. A bit more esoja, wa high tension ne ho. Ade na mo yesa.
Okay, high tension nasi aye ton idea no. Me say yeah kwan kese and major road no. And I want panic for see station ni wie no. Time o see wie no. Na yesen ka ye kom ko ye market. Na so market no say wo ko ye see ma ye nko inside nko ye market ma ye ko wo ne ho e ko ton ade. Ye ton ade na ye mefo ba e be pam ye firi obegu kwan ne ho. Enti na ama ya ka ye wo kwan ne ho ye ton ade.
When you were at the other place, a market was provided. When you came here, has a market been provided by the AMA?
No, it wasn't like that. The markets, initiated by themselves. They came by themselves. But what we are saying is, we are letting the AMA to know that it's their fault for them to be here. We just plead for them to, get a place for them so that they can also, have something for their families.
At the terminal, the roads were simply clean, indicative of why hawkers are not being allowed in. Authorities at the terminal told me they want the AMA to get rid of the hawkers. Till the market is attached to the terminal, traders have vowed not to leave despite the dangers along the road and the high-tension wires. Udinufori, TV3 News.
All right, so if you live around Achimota or you use the Achimota overpass and you've seen this story or someone has told you the story, you can also share your experience with us on Facebook and Twitter's News on TV3 or short code 1734. There's more on our social media platforms. Get interactive with us. But we move straight to the Upper West region where TV3's transmission has been extended there. We have our correspondent Komla Kluche in Wa Central actually, and he will be joining us soon. We'll get there soon to tell us what people are making of this very exciting news in the Upper West region, what they make of it. So we'll be having Komla pretty shortly.
Where we're telecasting from live. TV3 Signal has just pitched camp here in the Upper West region. We are transmitting live now, so every home that has been expecting to watch TV3, people in their homes, in their offices, can now watch television or TV3 live. Officially, we have begun transmission in the region. We're just pitching camp here at Sakpayiri to get a feel of how expectant people have been over the years, to get to see them, speak with them as to now that they have the channel, now that they have your first in news, best in entertainment television station, TV3, how they have seen the signal, how they're taking our programs. So we're just located at Sakpayiri here in Wa in the Upper West region. We just located at a point where we just want to speak to people. There's this old lady. I'm just going to get a bit close to her. There's this old lady who has been watching TV3 on DSTV, but now she can get us live all over. So we're just going to get a bit close to them. You, Sharifatu, you're live on TV3. For how long have you been waiting to watch TV3?
6 to 7 years now. And I'm so excited to have it. I'm very happy. I don't know what, but when I heard of it, I was so happy to have TV3 in Upper West region.
Now, which of our programs for you have you monitored over the years and have appreciated so much?
I like your telenovelas. I like your telenovelas so much.
Can you mention one of the telenovelas?
Like A Woman of a Steel. Yeah, that's the telenovela I like so much. Yeah, I can talk of now.
We have branded news. We have 7 GMT.
Yeah, I like your news too. Yeah, because you are current. That's one thing I like about the news.
Wow, that's an endorsement. That's an endorsement. What is it about our news when you say we are current? What do you mean?
You talk about everything that is happening. Everything that is happening live. What is happening? You talk about current things. You don't talk about things that have been done in the past. You talk about things that are current. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to go a bit briefly to this young lady. This is actually her shop that we're coming from. So welcome to TV3. What's your name?
I'm Elham.
You're Elham. How long have you waited to watch TV3?
Oh, 4 years. We are so excited about this program, and we've been anxious to get this station.
Now, you have been watching TV3 on the satellite at home, but now just a little search on your TV, you're able to get it without using a satellite television or a satellite device. Which of our programs has incited you so much?
Mostly your news. You talk about real life stories a lot. That's what we like about this station.
That's what you like about it.
Yes.
So that is I'm going to speak briefly to Nuhu. Nuhu works with the National Health Insurance. Nuhu, you're live on TV3. You just crossed my camera, but that's okay. For how long have you been monitoring to watch TV3 in the Upper East? Upper West Region.
Yeah, thank you so much and welcome. I have actually been anxious to monitor or watch TV3 for a very long time, say 4, 5, and even over years. And before then, we were having only one network, GTV. Then so along the line, Metro TV came in, but we were still not satisfied. TV3 in particular has been one network that have been so interested, especially when it even came on a multi-TV network. We're so happy to even get TV3 there. But there you hear a lot of things. You are neutral, you are not biased, you are current, and especially your news and the interviews. You have some discussions, political discussions, and about issues, and some of those things are actually what I admire. And I've been yearning for TV3, and now that is there without even going on multi-TV or strong or whatever, you can get it on the ordinary network, TV network. It's so happy, we are so happy. And the information I'm getting from people are happy that TV3 has come now. And we are praying that you've come to stay and not to give us this on and off services. And I believe you can do that.
Nuhu, one thing I can tell you for sure, TV3, we're first in news, best in entertainment. We have come to stay. We will be with you. Just welcome us into your homes, your offices, wherever, and we will forever be with you. That is TV3 for you.
Certainly, we are welcoming you, and we'll make sure that we also do whatever possible for you to stay in the region and the one municipality in particular.
Okay, that's Nuhu. I'm just going to get a bit personal about this gentleman. He's a young person. Say your life on TV3. What's your name?
My name is Adams. I work with one of the media houses. Yes.
Adams. Okay,
yes.
so you are a journalist.
Of course.
Okay, now you are a journalist and you work with another media house.
Yes.
What is it about TV3 that you think that is worth emulating by other media houses?
Well, TV3, I like TV3 because the news is balanced. They give what the people like, especially they go in depth and find the real cause of the people, what the people need. So basically, I like the news style, how they broadcast their news is one of the best that I can say about TV3.
Okay, let me put you on the spot. If I want you to criticize us, where do you think that we have faulted? That, I mean, we're humans, we are a human institution. Where have we faulted that you think that we can do a little adjustment?
You don't go to the rural areas. We don't see rural stories. All their stories, if I can say, is being centered on the urban areas. So to me, I can say, if we can go a little step further to the rural areas, find the real problems there, I think it will help a lot.
Okay, I can assure you that is why we are here. We have done it over the years. When it comes to rural reporting, TV3 is credited with it. But I can assure you that as we're here now, we would give a lot of credence to rural stories. So that is it. You can get the pictures live. Just a little search or scan on your TV if you are in the Upper West region or WA specifically. You can get us on your television station. You can also get more details on www.tv3network.com for all the details from the whole crew here. Muhammad the cameraman, the sound technician Emmanuel Eche, and our driver Kokutupu. This is Komla Kluche from Sakpayire here in Wa in the Upper West region. Take it over, Wendy Lai.
Thank you very much, Komla Kluche. I'm sure you're enjoying yourself there. Well, he gave us some live feed from why in the Upper West region with regards to TV3's transmission. They have it live there and they can always watch it every day. You're still watching Midday Live here in the studio. We continue with our stories. And in the following report, we take a look at rural electrification projects in Kubiase in the Ashanti region and how it's helping fight rural urban migration among the youth.
As a major intervention in closing the development gap between the rural and urban areas, the rural electrification and the self-help electricity projects were introduced by government. Thousands of rural communities have so far benefited from the project since its introduction. Kobiase in the Ashanti region is one of such communities. Electricity was extended to the entire community in 2009 to boost the rural economy. Apart from farming, which is their mainstay, the provision of electricity has also given the youth alternative means of livelihood. 26-year-old Benjamin Ochre decided to return from Kumasi to his hometown to start his own business after realizing the community was hooked onto the national grid. Benjamin manufactures metal gates and burglar-proof windows and doors. He has also created employment for 3 persons who are currently apprentices. The business, according to Benjamin, is profitable but capital intensive. One needs about 5,000 cedis as startup capital. He commended government for extending electricity to the community and requested support for those who intend to start their own businesses.
To another headline story, the Inspector General of Police IGP is the ultimate in the Ghana Police Service. Now, with a new government in place, it is likely the current IGP, Paul Tariakwe, is on his way out. Bridget Otu takes a look at who is next in line for that hot seat.
Before anyone becomes an IGP, that officer must be a commissioner, the last rank in the country's police hierarchy. The Ghana Police currently has 9 commissioners. The IGP is selected from a number of commissioners based at the police headquarters. These commissioners form members of the Headquarters Management Advisory Board, HEMAB, now Police Management Board, POMAB. The administration's policy requires all commissioners to be at the headquarters. Central Regional Commander Stephen Andokofi and Accra Commander Patrick Timbila, though commissioners, are yet to be called to the headquarters. COP Patrick Timbila is the Accra Commander of the Ghana Police Service. Before then, he was the Director General of Operations at the police headquarters before going on transfer to the Ashanti region as Regional Commander, where he served a number of years and later recalled to Accra. COP Frank Edupoku was the Director General of the Criminal Investigations Department. He has also served as the Ashanti Regional Commander and is currently the Director General Services at the headquarters. COP David Asante Apietu has served as the Director General of CID and is currently the Director General Research and Planning. Stephen Andokofi, the Central Regional Commander, is expected to move to the headquarters by the end of January. COP Andokofi earlier served as Eastern Regional Commander and Director General of Finance at the National Headquarters. COP Alhaji Hamidu Mahama was the Western Regional Commander and is the current Director General, Human Resource Development. COP John Kudalo is the current Director General of Operations and served as the Regional Commander for the Tema region. COP Prosper Aglo is the Director General of the CID. Before then, he was in charge of Interpol for West Africa based in Côte d'Ivoire. COP Opon is the Director General of Police Intelligence and Professional Standards, PIPS. He served as a Police Commissioner for Sudan, Director General Legal, Director General Welfare and Director General Human Resource Development. The only female of the pack, Rose Bio Atinga, served as the Accra Commander, Central Regional Commander and Volta Regional Commander. She is currently the Director General Administration. The first time a woman was appointed acting IGP, it lasted about 16 weeks. That was from January 28, 2009 to 15th of May that same year. Any of the 9 commissioners could take over from Paul Tariakwe, who has been in office since May 16, 2009, not forgetting his deputy, Mr. Mohammed Al-Hassan.
Have more still on Midday Live. Management of shelter of abused children is appealing to parents and guardians to come for their children or risk losing them to fosterage or adoption. Head of the shelter, Georgina Mensah, insisted keeping children at the shelter, a temporal home, is not only against the law but puts pressure on limited facilities.
Currently, the shelter has a total of 16 children of varying ages. These children, including 9-year-old Joshua Achu Akwete, Kobe Wisdom Amenyo, aka Karim Bashiru 9, Isaac Kojamponsa 12, 10-year-old Razak, and Sedinam Apia 8. Others are 9-year-old Raymond Kwame Minta, Kosigeu 10, David Kwame Siam 10, Emmanuel Abide 10, and Stephen Achu Ahisadipa 13. The rest are 13-year-old Elijah Tewia, Mabna Ojogba Sirini Bentel 10, Gifty Mary Akos 11, Mamia Masewansa 11, and Enyunam Delata Gbelu 13. The 16th child, who gave his name and age as Joe Aja 12, claimed to have come to Accra from Ho in the Volta region to look for his mother. He had since been handed over to the shelter, but conflicting information made it extremely difficult to trace his relatives. Georgina Mensah expressed worry over the long stay of children at the shelter.
We have one dormitory for boys, one dormitory for girls. So when you have very difficult children whose behaviors are not too normal, it becomes a challenge for the home. Moreover, they stay in there for too long, they become a threat to other children because others are leaving and they become too familiar with the facility. On this note, we are appealing to parents who will find that their children are in the shelter after the children have been shown to come for them. Because it is a temporary home, if parents fail to pick their children, we shall place them on fosterage or adoption so that they will have better opportunities to grow, because the shelter is very limited and it is not meant for children to grow up.
And the pressure group New Breed Movement is appealing to President John Dramani Mahama to give Kofi Wayo a chance in his government to handle issues on water and electricity. The group believes Kofi Wayo has the capacity to deal with problems within those sectors.
The New Breed, formed 3 years ago, says it wants the Ghanaian economy transformed. The group says the country has failed to address its water and electricity problems over the past 55 years, despite various interventions by successive governments. Secretary of the group, Odami Ejari, believes Kofi Wayo is the right man for the job.
The President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to give Kofi Wayo the opportunity to join us pursuing this to bring a lasting solutions to these issues of nation concern.
Members of the group called on civil society to add their voice to their request.
Next is, what do you think on power outages?
Being affected by the recent power outages in the country? That's what we're asking you on. What do you think today?
It affects our operations. It's just going to let us put our generator set, and that means that we have to buy a lot of fuel, and that raises the cost of operations and really affects us.
It affects me a lot because with my studies and all those stuff, I come home, go to work and come home late in the evening. I'll try to read something, but the light will be off, and it's affecting me because I will need to wait and wake up at dawn earlier before I lane and go to work.
It does affect our electrical gadgets, the fridges and the televisions, and I think it's reducing people's income as well, because at the end of the day you have to go, either you repair or you go in for a new one, and it puts stress on our income and other things. So the government must try its best to salvage us from that situation.
It's destroying our appliances, and you know, because of the way it is. Otherwise, if they have been taken to court and they feel the pinch, I mean, they'll rectify all these things.
For business news, you'll join Kwekwe shortly after this break.
Informed you that Ghanaian shippers and importers would enjoy free port to a certain extent today is gradually becoming a reality as we follow all those details. Now, my colleague Josephine Frimpong, our Tema correspondent, is reporting that the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority intend to develop a terminal facility this year to be used as a trade zone for importers. Now, the facility to enable importers apply for a free port status would lessen the burden of shippers who risk losing their goods due to failure to pay import duties promptly.
cargo, particularly vehicles which arrive in the country, will be shifted to the designated terminal facility as a free trade zone. Under the status, imported goods will be considered being on a foreign land, relieving the pressure on shippers to raise and pay duties within a stipulated period for clearance.
If you bring your vehicle, you come to a free port facility, maybe 5 years maximum, you come into that free port facility, it stays there, and then you can take time to clear. That will, so importers will no longer have to cough out the money, and pay custom duties upfront or run the risk of losing their vehicles. Yeah, so the issue of confiscated vehicles and that sort of thing will also, reduce.
Applicants for the free port status could last for 1 year and still pay rent charges to the terminal operator. Countries including Togo, Nigeria and Benin are enjoying the free port facility. And this year, the Tema Port expansion works worth 800,000 Ghana cedis will have to begin with a new alternative route.
In expanding Tema, our greatest challenge will also be the access roads. So we're confronting that squarely with the Department of Urban Roads and the Ministry of Roads and Highways to see what alternate routes will have to be developed, because the hospital route and the accessible routes are all full. There will be the need to take that traffic, and these roads will have to be seen to be available before the Tema Port expansion starts.
The Sekendi railway station in Takoradi will be given a facelift and transformed into an inland clearing depot to be used for picking and dropping cargo.
That will create a lot more business opportunity and take the human traffic and the vehicular traffic out of the port. So these are the major issues that will be coming up.
So when you have sports and business, you can easily call it business sports. Let's see how Guinness is trying to enrich our lives with their sponsorship packages for sports. Now, Guinness Ghana Breweries, the official beverage sponsor of the Black Stars, is publishing a series of activities ahead of this year's African Cup of Nations tournament, which kicks off in South Africa on Saturday. Wearing of jerseys each Friday during the AFCON tournament is one of the activities to give fans the opportunity to show their support for the senior national team.
Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited, one of the key sponsors of the Black Stars, has launched the Kick for Stars promo to galvanize support for the Stars during the AFCON 2013. Guinness VIP, an online app, was also launched for fans to share their thoughts, get updates on AFCON 2013, and also stand the chance of winning prizes. Fans will get the opportunity to give the Stars a high five. Marketing Director of Guinness Ghana Breweries, Agnes Essa, assured Ghanaians of the company's commitment to back the Black Stars as they head to South Africa for this year's tournament.
This campaign, which we are calling Kick for the Stars, is to ensure that Ghanaians all around the country rally round and support the Black Stars as they participate in the Africa Cup of Nations, which is starting from the 19th of January to the 10th of February.
In attendance were representatives from the Ghana Football Association, former Black Stars players Siki Akono, Ni Odate Lamte, and the final contestants of the just-ended Guinness Football Challenge. Former Black Stars captain Charles Akono commended Guinness Ghana for their support for the Black Stars and challenged the team to give off their best.
After the last two matches, I think there's been sort of hope. It looks promising, the future looks promising, and we should stick to that and be patient. And I believe good things will come our way. So the support has always been there, and we must show appreciation. And I think because they've done a good job. In the last matches, they've shown a lot of commitment, and I think they should continue to do that. The coach is the master of everything. Listen to him and have a good relationship, and I believe that we'll come back home successfully.
All right, so stay with TV3, one of your official stations, to bring you up to the minutes coverage of the AFCON 2013. We'll quickly look at some economic indicators, and here in its quest to update the consumer price index basket, the Ghana Statistical Service will soon come out with a revised CPI basket to calculate inflation from March. Although the move is widely expected to enhance the accuracy of the figures over a period of time, the service says the exercise is a routine one to enhance the basket. The Ghana Statistical Service says it will start using a revised Consumer Price Index CPI basket to calculate inflation from March. The review of the basket is to reflect changes in household expenditure patterns over the time. The resulting new CPI index will have 2012 as the base year. The current index uses 2002 as the base year. It added that the review is a regular exercise conducted every 5 years, and it's not informed by disputations over inflation figures published by the service. Let's now go quickly and enjoy some figures we are getting from Bloomberg commodity prices. Latest updates of the commodity market just about a few minutes ago when we checked. Now, bullion has seen a major decline on the market, dropping to $54 to a current price of $1,677.808 an ounce on the international market. Now, investor confidence gradually dying in the precious metal. Well, crude oil is the only commodity that is seeing that interest around a period of time. Now, increasing marginally by 0.13. It has a price of $110.43. That's on the international market. So just that marginal upgrade with crude oil, that's per barrel on the international market. Cocoa is still not looking good for some time now. It's seeing a downward streak, dropping $4 to a price of $2,266. So those are some updates we have from our commodity market. We'll still stay there. We'll still have our eyes watching, and you can always trustedly get all the details from your commodity market right here with TV3. My name is Kweku Timin. Thanks for staying with us. We're back at 4:30 with some more updates of events around our commodity market.